Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing really well. My name is Eva and I want to thank you for joining me here. Just opening up by taking a nice deep breath together through the center of your being. Imagining a beautiful golden plasmic light coming through this center, and then imagine it coming from the center of everywhere in you. Breathing in this beautiful light, breathing out in this expansion as this light meets itself. Knowing you are safe, you are healed, you are whole. Beautiful. Before we get started today, I just wanted to remind everyone that the sale on my website ends on the 6th. Today's the 4th of November. It ends in 2 days. So if you want to get in on that, 44% off everything. Live sessions are also reduced priced until then. So if you book them now and they're for, whenever you book it, that's the price you'll pay. What else? I started a new series on the member channel for sexual energy healing, sacred sexual healing. So if that's something that you feel strongly about, those videos are up on the member channel because it's like deeply, deeply personal work. And the algorithm tends to sort of hide those. So that's on the member channel. Not replacing the weekly healings. The weekly healings still go out on Monday on the member channel. Lots of other stuff going on. If you're interested, that's always in the information box below. Thank you all for all of your beautiful comments and for everyone who has purchased work from me this past month. It's been such a joy to expand the field of the work and to interact with more of you. So thank you so much for that. And Today we're working through some energy that is sort of dissolving the will of the ego. We talk a lot about letting go of control, surrendering to God, surrendering to spirit, surrendering to the higher self. And so we just kind of want to open to like sort of the mysticism of that and the alchemy of that, and just kind of let the code speak and let the energy speak. The will that moves through us aligned with spirit, allowing the Holy Spirit, allowing your higher self, the self that knows, whatever words you use that you resonate with as we move in this new, to us in bodies, current, but is really just the home frequency of ourselves. It is going to become less and less easy to describe this to each other in English or whatever language you speak to each other. And so we want to be really resting in the resonance that honors the flow of the way the will of God works through us and all of the different dimensional aspects of ourselves and what we would perceive to be other beings, but are also just aspects of ourself, and the way we work in communion with all of this is a very important and integral aspect of allowing the will of God through us, because we see how interconnected everything is and how much we need to be open to accepting and allowing and receiving and giving to all of these aspects of self, because, and the wind comes through, because, yes, that is how we communicate with the field, and that's how God works through us in unity in the physical. And the more aware we can be of that, the less mysterious and kind of potentially scary, and a less resistance we'll have to it, because we think giving up control is like the worst thing that could happen, right? The ego does. So we just want to bring ourselves into the awareness of the unity field and let the codes kind of unravel the tight grip that the ego has on the projection of manifestation from us. We don't want to let the ego aspect of will, or what the ego's will, we think what the ego's will is, to override here, because it is really based on your attention. So we want to shift our attention away from the mechanism of the ego, allowing the spiritual sort of synchronization and reunification process and manifestation process to unfold from us, and to like walk it walk the path and have it all kind of come into coherence and into emergence and into form from us through this allowing of it. We want to let go of pushing, we want to let go of forcing, letting go, let going of control, being the co-creator, understanding that the force that drives it all is what we are, but also much more than what we believe of ourselves. So with all of that intention in mind, we'll take another deep breath and just rest in the silence of the one, so we can hear ourselves, hear the voice of God through us, knowing we are home. Again, knowing we are very safe, knowing we are very, very holy. And the power of our holiness, there is no force that could come against this power. This is for our happiness. This is to enjoy ourselves, to really be in joy, so we're not worried about how we'll pay the bills, or how we'll get from A to B, or what we should be doing, or all of the mundane, right? So we can trust that the mundane will be taken care of by the mere fact of our unity and our oneness and our allowance and our receiving and giving mechanisms, when we are allowing them to really extend into their fullness, right? Magic is an okay word to use, but it's not magic in the sense that it's this unknowable force. The force is knowable when you rest in God, because it is where you are and what you come from and where you've never left. And so, in a sense, there is always an aspect of mystery, but we can most certainly demystify a lot of it when we are able to recognize and accept that we already exist at all of these different dimensional levels. And it's not really seeing yourself from inside the body of somebody else or some other being, but understanding that regardless, we are one with all of these forces, and these essences are what we are. It is getting to a state where we realize we are not our bodies, and so we are able to see things without boundaries or separation, and we can allow so much more life force to move through and be orchestrated through our intention, through our allowance of our attention and where we are placing our focus. So we want to intend to put our focus in those more expanded dimensions, because we do exist there already. We don't want to limit ourselves, and we don't want to limit the power of God. Kianaya toya tokorru hinama sono shama kiratin darakianai. Hitaya torru hina suyo son sokunataya. Shibiata korrui tision yani torkatai siam shanani. Hipaya son sokonoin shikinindrato sokoya. Let the veil be lifted. It's not just thin, it's imaginary. Sitia torra kanam nanoyan sono porru kundita to sum siriti shikinian. Si ayanin daya kono yom nayaso yonom narato yon no korruin daya kaya. Shi tisinsakina in siriti shikiri kaya yakoruyo porru kinatra. Yandara korruin dada yandara yatia son sokorruku. Si toya sian shiti sikiyaya korihiri. Hirihanim darayo tokorrutias sitarakoyos, shindarakortis tarat, yotorato sumsarato, yatokunoin soto shamai, inindara korto sunsokonana yanana, samnanando so shia sikaisia. Hipoyo konuin sio sikiriki, himayonor hita, sio toi sitiando, kuni yoyoko ribuyo kunimai, hi uptoson chibi sikinim noti, yatoso ishitayana, ut hipya wasyipto wasa, soyo tokonibaya sansokonatarayan, yumnatosa yoshitaya sayasianatra. There's somebody who really likes working with fairies, because the fairies are very sparkling around us. Siyasaiti anainian to umin diripiato samsakini ashana tro kayas na tomahi imi anayini ni anaya to yakiri kiana noyan chanodro nasan sarati asha si sa tu koyas na shun sototoyata yamayo no ana shayani taini kiana nasum saratu rutipiata himian shiti yaki. There is a strong message coming forward also of like clearing cerebral spinal fluid and clearing synaptic pathways. Always this work is very much recalibrating our nervous system and ascending very much so our nervous system into this plasmic consciousness, which is real. Kiriapaya Tuma san Sikin, Himianya Shani san Sokonabanata Isian, Soya Shanin Drayati Kiri, Ayako Ruin Nanana, Himiana Yonoson Sokonashata, Himiano Sayo Yakunoyoto, Hiki Borukinianasum, Sitisi Shitisi, Kikayas Isanash Itis Ansana, Ini Anashana, Ini Ana, Ini kaya tokoro yetiam torukin, si toyoto koritaya shokoyuti koyatianara hai. Yayo konoshama, yasoya soso ancha, istara korohitim, son sokonoshan, soya shanatrita yasya. And the message coming through is each of us is uniquely coded. Who we are working with in the multidimensional field is dependent on our unique coding at the time and place that we find ourselves. And so because the code is encompassing of all of the multi-universal field that is relevant to where we find ourselves on earth at this time, it's not going to be just one thing. Like the code will be for you what you need to hear from it and what you need to get from it or be remembered in you. It's kind of a master code. So it is a master code. It's like a source code that comes, and then whatever you might hear, different aspects, pick up what is for you. It's not just one kind of being code. Kimianayan soti pishitoya morum dias natrana koyon dopoto ikiniana. Hina sinchiritisi. Let that expand you and reunify you in a way that is most beneficial for allowing spirit to work through you, because it is both, because everything is one in God. And so the reunion aspect of everything is our reunion with the divine, formless, eternal, but it's also because we are here on earth in this realm, in this planetary realm, in this solar system, in this galaxy, in this quadrant, in this universe, in the multi-universal system, that we are meant to remember our connection to all of it. And like I said at the beginning of the video, it is our remembrance of all of it that makes manifestation so much easier and like so much more fun, because we are meant to be having fun and interacting with all of the different aspects of life, because we are embodied in our imagination. So it is to break apart the separation between, but also to forgive different aspects of ourselves and different beings, so that we can let the current of God run through all of the embodiment, all of the beingness, all of the different kinds of genetic code. And we don't repress anything, and we don't reject anything, and we don't see ourselves better or worse than anything. And we're just like opening up to all of the different aspects of life, all of the different ways of form, so that we can experience in our bodies so much more. And we let miracles come through in so many different ways. And the more that we can like allow ourselves to hold in our awareness of the multitude, the more fun we'll have. That's nice. That's cool, right? This is a lot of energy. Let's just take a moment, because it's coming through as like really heady. We'll like just take a moment to let it trickle down into your embodiment. which is not just at the like the limits of your skin. It will be your electromagnetic field. You know, the physics that measures it says what your heart field extends like 10 feet from your body or whatever. It could be more. I don't know. But it's also so much more than that. So we let ourselves experience the energy of this, but we also want to ground it like within us so that we can actually like do something with it. In our remembrance of ourselves as co-creators. Like the power comes from God. We are given to direct it as we will in unity. It's when we try to direct it in separation for our own purposes that are not of the one mind, right? That separate and that exclude, that it turns into fear and distortion. Very beautiful. We'll end it here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This was very, very beautiful, very, very empowering, and very loving. And I hope that you felt it too. If you feel called to share, I would love to hear your comments. Thanks everyone for liking and subscribing. Please share with your friends. And I'll see you guys next time. God bless you.